Namaste everyone. Hope you have been listening to our reflections of inner self. In this episode of reflections, I would like to share with you a reflective experience of what Master has spoken in the recent episode of Pearls of Purity on the topic of delusion. As you all know, Master Sunita Bapooji has been talking about the 6 vices that are the root cause of all the suffering in the mankind. Now she is talking about the vice delusion, also called as Moha in Sanskrit. In fact, it is one of my favorite topics because, like other vices, this vice cannot be perceived very easily. For example, anger can be perceived. You can see someone getting angry, or you can see yourself getting angry. But delusion is such a interesting vice that you cannot see it. You cannot even perceive it unless you realize it. And my own journey of Sukshma under Divine Master Sunita Bapooji is a witness to this. In fact, 7 years back, I came to Master like a normal human being, like any of us, going through all the 6 vices: ego, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, dwelling in the mind, dwelling in all the emotions that it creates, dwelling in the past and in the future. But my 7 years of the journey under Master has completely brought a very apparent change within me and for the people around me. In fact, in this episode, Master talks about the causes of delusion, what delusion exactly is to begin with. She talks about the causes of delusion and how we can find a solution to remove delusion. And as I mentioned, this is a very interesting vice which I think 99.99% of us go through without realizing it, except for a few ancient masters like Sunita Bapooji who can see through it and who can peel the layers of delusion through laser-like pure vibrations of Sukshma. In fact, Master, in her own ways, never talks about our vices, never talks about our weaknesses. When we go to the Master for meditation, she always looks at our positive sides, she always elevates our positive strengths, while through her pure divine empathy, cutting through our vices and delusion, absorbing those through her Sukshma pure vibrations, and slowly lifting and elevating that pure witnessing soul, that pure self within, so that we start to experience that pure self within. Every person who has come to the Master has seen this experience. When they come through, obviously we all carry so much of clutters and emotions and frustrations from the past, worries about the future. But 1 or 2 meditations in her presence starts to lift that soul. Obviously we don't know what soul is, but that experience of stillness of mind, the thoughtlessness state, that pure awareness state, that pure consciousness state is what we all experience. Obviously the words can be many, you can use any word you want to describe the experience, but the experience is the same. That pure bliss, no worries, no anxieties, no frustrations, no complaints, no emotional fluctuations. That state is a state of non-delusion. As Master says, delusion is a state of scattered mental emotional energy. We all go through that. Pretty much I think we all live through that most of our lives, but yet not realizing that it is delusion. So as I mentioned, I myself, when I came to the Master, I was in a similar situation like any of us. But the beauty is Master, without teaching, without telling anything about delusion, she cleared my delusion. Today I cannot say that I am completely free of delusion, but I can say for sure one thing, that I am aware of delusion, I am aware of what it is, and I would say 60 to 70% of the times I am not falling into the trap of delusion. Obviously, this is a lifelong journey. Every moment one needs to be in awareness to not fall into the trap of delusion. So now let's listen to what Master says about delusion.
Namaste. Delusion. What is the delusion? Delusion is scattered mental, emotional energy. Mental pollution, mental disorder, mental illness. In Telugu, Mati Bramshamu. Mati Bramshamu Kalugutta. The opposite word is Ekagrata, one-pointedness. All ancient masters, prophets, with the highest spiritual practices and spiritual consciousness, they said that they gave the answers. But we don't have time. Modern man doesn't have time. Rather, we can stay in scattered mind. Clutters, 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 without any cleaning. That is the delusion. Causes hectic lifestyle, busy schedule, no time for taking care of the precious resource, the body. Only one delusion? No. In every aspect, many or one. One aspect is enough to destroy all aspects of our lives. Personal delusion to social delusion. Family to workplace. Religious to romantic delusion. Kids to adults, seniors delusion. Delusion, delusion, delusion. Second yuga. Treta Yuga. Epic Ramayana character Ravanasura's delusion to Sita. How delusion started? Because he went to Swayamvara, Sita Swayamvara. The condition was lifting the Sivadhanasu, bow and arrow. He couldn't, he failed. Because of that anger and revenge, when chance came, he wanted to marry her. His own brother Vibhishana, wife, beautiful wife, Mandodari, and wise advisors, they requested, but did he? No. He can see only that. He can see with layers front of his eyes. Same like cataract operation. Once the cataract removed without any specs, we can see. But the delusion, he wants to do that. Doesn't matter. His perception is that. wrong or great or good. What about that religious delusion? Religious delusion, like 16th century or 17th or 14th, 15th, Aurangzeb, Mughal dynasty, destroyer because of his delusion, religion. What is the cause? Cause is identity, attachment, attraction. Not only attachment, identity and attraction. Again duality in this also. Superiority and inferiority, attachment and detachment, attraction and distraction. Without experiencing, without observing, without understanding one aspect, we run away from to that and this and that. If pain is there, we run away from, far away from that pain. When pleasure, we run after that pleasure because we are not understanding, even experiencing that pain or pleasure. We are just like a chance is there. Duality, leaving the reality. So what we have to do? Stop there. If pain will come, see that. Observe, experience, understand. Oh, so this is anyway natural, but always it will change. When pain is there, pleasure also is there. When pleasure is there, pain also is there. So why running away, wasting the time? So when we stop and when we understand, instead of telling others, if you have great people around you, that is great, of course. If you don't have, the solution is sit, open up to yourself. There is inner child, sense of inner being waiting for you. You've forgotten because you became 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 80s. When you sit, what will happen? When you stop, what will happen? The inner child will wake up. By talking to the inner child, you will switch on the light for. Then the Shakti, the subtle energy will start giving advices. We are not alone. Always that inner child is waiting for you, that is subtle energy. Catching that sukshmati sukshmavena sharir. Subtle, subtlest, subtler body. So, what is the first step? First step is past and future. Leaving this both just now, this moment, that is real. So, already we are enjoying that moment, we are enjoying. So we all know that delusion is emotion, it will destroy. How it will start? It will start as emotion. Emotion will become union with the mind, enter. These both, emotion and this mental body, will give the child, deliver the child. The child is disease. Did you see that? Same emotion, even enter, doesn't matter. It is there already. It is there always, like a shadow, our shade. It is there, but how to not make our lives miserable? Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean that we don't get obstacles, we don't get hurdles. It will be, but not much damage. When we are living in that present, not much damage.
As you have just heard, Master beautifully explains what delusion is, what are the causes of delusion, and how we can solve the problem of delusion. In fact, I myself recollect how my emotions used to fluctuate, how I used to go back into the past or worry about the future, how people's attitudes and personalities used to affect me in many ways. But today, once I have the soul experience, the experience of the pure self, always concentrating with one pointedness on that pure divine self. Once we start to experience that pure self, the external words, the emotions, people's attitudes, changes in the environment, or any changes in our emotions do not bother us. We start to witness those emotions. As Master just said, we just sit down and calmly witness those. And in that witnessing state of soul experience, the fluctuating emotions just disappear. They burn into ashes. That is the power of a pure divine master. A pure divine master is not of words, is not of actions, is just of pure silent vibrations. And that is exactly what Master Sunita does for us. She cannot talk sophisticated language like us. Her words are simple, but yet very powerful. Because it's not the words that does the magic, it is the vibrations of the Master that does the magic. Once those vibrations penetrate into our consciousness, it slowly starts to cut through the layers of delusion. And I myself have been a witness to it. In the past, the causes of delusion, as Master says, attraction, attachment, identification. I used to be going through all those like a normal human being, getting attracted to the external things in the world and attaching to those and dwelling in those emotions and then identifying myself with that, which we all do, leading to delusion, and that delusion causing anger, frustration, ego, outrage, fear and whatnot. So dears, delusion, the most complex of all the vices, the most complex to deal for any master. Only a pure ancient divine master with the purest of the pure vibrations can help one come out of delusion. Thank you very much for taking your time to listen to this very interesting reflections of inner self, a blend of Master's pearls of purity and reflections of inner self makes this episode a enlightening and pure divine energy of Master reflecting through each word of mine. When I speak these reflections of inner self, it is not me, the Suman, that is speaking this. It is the soul experience of Sukshma that is speaking these words. The words come from the space of pure divine consciousness of the Master. Her pure divine cosmic energy ignites the cosmic pure energy within, triggers that soul hidden within, and that soul speaks, and that is why it is the reflections of inner self. Thank you very much for taking your time again to tune into these reflections. We'll continue to present inspiring insights from pure Divine Master's experience. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the whole universe be in bliss. Namaste. Thank you.